Hey there folks, I'm Mysterious JG and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. This game doesn't have a whole lot of what I would call totally original content. It's basically just reusing a lot of content from Final Fantasy X. The Fiend Dungeon, or the Fiend Colony here, is an exception. Now, it's not a visually very interesting dungeon, of course, but it is made up entirely of enemies that we didn't fight back in Final Fantasy X. It has a puzzle game mechanic with the walls that have to be destroyed with bombs. I don't know whether these bugs are supposed to be able to traverse their own home without constantly blowing up walls that will regenerate themselves. But I did not realize, as I ended the last video, that we were only going to have one battle in this video before we were ready to get our charm mangle back on, which is good. It means that it'll be fairly quick, hopefully, to finish this thing off. We will, I mean, we're not entirely done with combat. We're going to run into two more boss battles, or battles against, what do you call them, those big stone enemies. Go up and down like this. Thanks, you're welcome. No. We're going to run into more of those stone wall type guys. I've got myself a bit confused. Okay, so now we got this. We got a wall here. This is the main one that leads to the rest of the dungeon. So we have a little hallway with kind of like alternating rooms to the sides, but this is the actual one that is going to move things forward. And I think we can just afford to use L bombs from now on. Although actually, I got a little confused as to how much each one counts for. When it says it started to crumble, I think it's just about done. Yeah. So this blue one is going to take 5 L bombs. We only have 2 blue walls in the whole thing, one of which guards the main boss. And it's kind of dickish because this blue wall does not have wind blowing through it, so you can't even tell that it's worth it. But you've got to blow up use a large amount of firepower on it. Apparently, this fact is either wrong or I misread it. Oh, 9 L bombs. Christ. The blue bombs are pretty. The blue walls, at least the ones, not blue, it's blue on this map. The walls marked as blue on this map take quite a bit. Okay, now I've gotten really confused. So, you come into this room and over here, I guess, is a wall. Although you can't tell that it's there. Seems dickish. But there's a sword tome, so it's worth getting. We come into this room here, and we come all the way up here. I mean, I don't know, like, with this skirt blowing thing only working like half the frickin' time, I really don't know how you're supposed to find some of these treasures. There's a turbo ether back here. If you don't get the turbo ether, it ain't the end of the world. What the hell was that? It wasn't letting me open it. That was kind of strange. I thought the game had glitched for a second. There is a wall here that is actually... Yeah, it's like so freaking rare for you to get the little wind blowing animation that... Surprise, surprise! It's not wind, it's fiend breath. This is Sparta. Now, other than just gaining generic experience, the Dark Knights are learning nothing here, because I'm pretty sure they've all mastered that class. Yuna is working a little bit on her alchemy. You know, changing common metals to minor metals. But the big problem is that it's not a big problem. She's learning it very slowly. She's maybe getting
Good thing I
2 to 3 AP points for fight, because I didn't equip her with the AP egg. Because I want her to be more survivable than that would make her.
This hurts me almost as much as it hurts you.
Yeah, whatever.
Effortless.
I don't know, you did a lot of self-inflicted damage in that fight with the darknesses and all. Anyway, there is nothing in that little hole here. Or rather, the one that we skipped past. So I think this will take us further. It actually is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. We got one fight with a big stone monster, one treasure chest left, and then it's just onto the boss's room to wrap this whole place up. So this, with its little wind blowing, is actually an enemy. Look at your little wind blowing there. You make Stone Cold sick. This is Sparta. I'm assuming that if she wasn't using ribbon as an accessory, that would inflict Berserk. I don't really know that, though. But these things, like, they got a lot of hit points, and if you're not using parties that are, you know, set up to stop petrification, they could be a real pain in the butt. I'm just thinking as I fight them, how OP the Dark Knight class is, because there's nothing in, like, you know, an enemy that looks like this, but not quite as, like, ludicrously big, with a really nasty reaction ability, is one of the nastier fiends that you can encounter in the Omega Ruins in Final Fantasy X. But there's nothing like the Darkness attack in Final Fantasy X, something that hits all enemies, does serious damage, and can't be defended against. Like Omega, or rather Ultima Weapon, I was fighting them off screen to get them oversold, and they were like seriously, see, you wouldn't think there was something here, but there is. They, use your words, JG. They had something called, Mighty Guard G, Mighty Guard Gangsta. I think we did see it on screen, possibly. And, renders them immune to all magical and physical damage. It's not permanent, thank goodness, but... And we'll go ahead and get people equipped for fighting a boss. Which means somebody needs to start out as a thief so that I can steal from it. Two of these should be sufficient. More than sufficient, actually. And then this is the last wall of the whole thing. But yeah, it's supposed to be immune from all physical and magical damage, but darkness is completely unaffected by that. What's going on in this corner of the cave? Perhaps we can summon Gamma to be our ally. Would you like that? Hey, buddy. It's a giant bug that's on fire. Actually, it looks a lot smaller now than it did a minute ago.
There ain't nothing I can't steal.
Turbo ethers, huh? Seems like a disappointment, really.
Knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe! The leader of the Mi'hen High Road Fiend Colony. It's on fire! It uses its workers to expand the tunnels of the colony. Fire magic is its strength, but push it, and it uses more formidable magic. And it's immune from everything except the breaks. It absorbs fire, holy, and is immune to gravity. Pretty sure it's not going to use anything that's going to be terribly useful for our purposes. Not sure if it's worth going. Yeah, I was going to start applying brakes. I don't think it's worth the effort.
I'm the bad guy.
Although it's Heaven's Cataract didn't do anything to it. Triple attack? Some of the bosses of the optional dungeons, they're pretty easy. I think what kind of happened was they didn't realize just how late in the game it was going to be before you were able to fight some of these guys. So now it's completely out of MP. So we've probably, like,
Good thing I saved this.
taken out its ability to do anything anyway. Oh no, I've got 2 alchemists. I didn't realize that I needed to move Pain over. Otherwise I'm just wasting a bunch of turns. Everybody's used Black Sky. That seems like fun. Let's Meteor this thing to death. We're trapped underground. That seems like a great time to use Meteor on you. I don't know what Shurdeyahu means, but apparently it means death by a Meteor for you. Riku, why don't you go ahead and use Meteor on us? So we're less than halfway through the video, and we finished the feed colony, but that's so we're basically done here now. I guess we'll go back to the airship, see if anybody has anything to say. We got a garment grid. I suppose our chocobos will have returned. Blowing stuff up is fun and all, but that giant bug was total gross out. We're all going to be dreaming of bugs tonight, that's for sure. Yeah, I always dream of Bugs Bunny, especially when he's in drag and... Okay. Suppose we'll run by the Calm Lands real quick to do a thing. To see if our chocobos came back and with awesome treasures and stuff. We certainly had 8 battles. We probably had 16 battles, as a matter of fact. So even the Super Chocobo or Ultimate Chocobo, whatever it's called, should be ready to rock. It's gonna rock all night. I want to rock right now. My name's Jean Paul, and I came to get down. It's like a song, but like the fact that I say Jean Paul is a reference to somebody else making a reference to a song, and unless it actually is. My name is Jean Paul. I don't think it is. Yeah, but it was somebody on a website I used to read and write for that no longer exists, unfortunately. This notion that Triple H would say, I want to rock right now, my name is Jean Paul, and I came to get down. Yeah. So, that banner says monster. I don't know if I ever noticed that before. But it says monster in the Kooky Spear and writing. Okay, Spell Tonic, Chocobo Feather. You scored 2 of the accessory Star Pendant. we're not getting what I wanted. How much heart did he say that they needed to have? So I just sent one off with 70. So that was, between 55 and 95. So I'll send Chocobo Runner 1 to the Calmlands as well. Although he said that you don't always have to send them there. And then, sent one with a heart of 30. So maybe I can take the one with a heart of 25. 1 green restores 10 hearts. Damn it. No, I want to restore. I want to give it like half a green then. Oh well. So I got it up to 35. So I didn't want it to be so low that it's just a real chance of it running away. It's not the end of the world if one of these chocobos runs away, but it will be annoying. Because in theory, we'd want to go replace it. The odds that they run away are apparently lower when you have a bunch in reserve. I don't understand the logic of that, but it is what it is. And that's all what it is. So we will save, and we will head out and do some other stuff. See about getting those 2 garment grids. I really want to get them this time because I think on the second playthrough, when see, look at there, it says monster. In the second playthrough, when Clasco is like, if we even rescue him, he'll be like, "Hey, Yuna, can I come with you?" We're gonna be like, "Get the fuck out of here! No fucking way!" So that'll be fun. Did Clasco make us Chocobo Primer? I'm Chocobo Prime. Megatron, you are an enemy of the Choco people. Alright, let's go to the Mushroom Rock Road for reals this time. Remember way back in Act 1 when Maroda, or maybe it was Nuge, I think we had conversations with both of them at some point, showed us this mysterious gate in the Mushroom Rock Road with like, yeah, we can actually go through there now. It's like another optional dungeon, but I'm going to put that off until I can actually devote a video or two to it.
I went to your concert. It was spectacular. I was so moved.
And a bowel movement.
Thanks to you, we should be able to resolve our conflicts with New Yevon peacefully.
Thanks to our fetish
The
costumes.
guys who went to the concert have been going around pushing for a truce.
These 2 Hypello midgets
That's great. Sadly, there are a great many League members who don't know what to do with their energy.
Bap, bap, bap.
It may sound odd, but they're unhappy about losing the chance to fight.
So they're going to try
They
to
are
murder
so
you.
ready to blow up. But Commander Lucille thought of this great idea.
Bap, bap, bap.
Like, what if everybody blew off some steam with a battle tournament?
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, wow, we're
We
painted
had
to it.
hoped that you would
Let's
be
get
able
the
to
people who are like all
participate.
hopped up and
But
violent and
if people
angry into
affiliated
combat
with
sports.
Yevon were to take part, the tournament might get out of hand.
I'm not affiliated with Yevon,
Well,
damn
we're
it.
not really allied with Yevon.
We
Some of the other
rule
troops
Yevon.
just don't understand that.
Well, I guess we're not gonna change their minds. Let's go, Uni.
Let's go back to Clasco. He
Yeah,
was my favorite
you're right.
Chocobo Knight anyway.
My apologies.
So, yeah, if we decided with New Yevon, we'd get to be in this combat tournament, which is basically just a series of battles. I bet if I try to enter a machine in the tournament, they'd turn me down flat. Well, there's only way to find out is to ask, and then they'll turn you down flat, because of course that's cheating! So I guess we could watch the tournament and, like, root for people who aren't assholes to us. We got Yibel on our party. He should be able to put in a word.
We're not allowed to assist allies of New Yevon.
Over here.
But there's something I have to find out.
don't intend to hinder you, but some of the other troops are still edgy. Best be careful.
Hey, your song was great.
Over here. Yeah, we loved his song. How come Spirit's suddenly inhabited by a bunch of fake New York accents? At least we know it's not just Bavel that is inhabited by fake New Yorkers. So anyway, were we to head down there, we would be able to go to yet another optional dungeon. This one with some nasty boss fights. And I can see a treasure chest over there. Hopefully I won't forget that when we do go back later. I believe what those guys were basically telling us is that if, and this is true in the Killica Woods, which really struck me odd, if I wasn't equipped with the Charm Bangle right now, we would have random encounters with Youth League guys. Matter of fact, let's just do one battle just to establish that that is the case. It seemed like I had a weird zoom in on Yuna there. Okay, maybe it isn't the case. Maybe... It's odd. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, just like Youth League guys attack us. Youth League gals in this case. Yeah! Yeah, I cast water on you over here! So, there we go. And you get the same thing in Killica Woods, which I did some off-screen fighting in Killica Woods because that's a place where you can catch both chocobos, which are the ones that I needed per Split Infinity's FAQ to find some of the stuff that we have managed to successfully find with chocobos. Other stuff we have not been having luck getting, like those garment grids, but the stuff we have accomplished with chocobos came mostly from chocobos that were caught in Killica Woods. So there must be some kind of mission complete. I know there's probably a mission complete we get for this optional dungeon, but I think you're supposed to be able to get mission complete just from...
Lady Yuna, that song of yours really got me thinking.
LeBlanc's way better than you, Lady Yuna. That's what I thought.
Yevon, it would have torn Spira in two.
Into what?
And I might not be talking to you right now.
Yeah, if only we started that war.
There are still League members who want war. But I'll stop them, alone if I have to.
I'll kill them all.
I don't want what happened 1,000 years ago to happen again. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just you watch, Lady Yuna. I won't let you down.
Already have. He's actually kind of a nice character. I shouldn't pick on him so much.
You know, that was pretty studly.
I'm getting wet.
He's all
Sorry.
talk.
Jesus, Pain. Cut his balls off, why don't you?
You know, if there were more people like Yaibel around, things could change. I just know
Pain
it.
could go totally full-bore lesbian if there were more guys like him around. Totally full-bore lesbian. Oh man, that's the treasure chest over there that I hate when they do that shit. They show it to you in a camera angle in the episode complete and then warp you out of the location. You think Yaibel can stop him alone? I didn't think he knew how to tie his own shoe bootlaces. Wow, I thought you said he was a stud. I'm not totally into guys who can't tie their own bootlaces. The people you touch their songs will be the ones who change Spira. I totally believe in you, Yuna. Moonflow, Thunderplains, Biconel, and Bavel. Bavel still marked a hotspot because of the Calm Lands. We already got episode complete there. So, I only got a couple of minutes left. I guess, let's go back and get that treasure chest, because if we don't, I'll forget it. Might as well get the one on the path to that optional dungeon, too. Maybe there's a place to save before we go into the optional dungeon. That would be nice, actually, because that way, the next video I record, I can finally dive into doing that optional dungeon. part of me kind of wanted to try it out before leveling up too much, because it's got some pretty nasty bosses in it. But I think that ship is obviously sailed now. We're like almost at level 90 for everybody, just based on all the crap I did off-screen to get chocobos, finding enemies to get everybody oversold, so that the next trip in the Vio Infinito I can pick up all the species I hadn't oversold yet and get the garment grid you get for that. Of all these garment grids that we're getting, that is one of the most useful by far. Is how do you get down there again? Oh, here it is. I knew there was a way down. I just forgot exactly where it was. Roop, 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 roop. So if you side with New Yevon, you do a battle tournament, and I think you get the same scene with Klasko. Not Klasko, Yibel. And I don't think you get to go to Youth League headquarters anymore. I think that pretty much plays out the same. The only thing is you don't get the Youth League tournament, which has some completion points with it. Part of the reason you can't get 100%. You can get 99%, I think, if you side with New Yevon. Because of that, basically. And then with and then in Act 5, like, I guess you could, maybe you got a slightly different scene, or maybe not. I don't know. I think you get pretty much the same sequence with Asaru and Maroda and Besaid. You can always go in to Besaid in Act 5 because you have to be able to get in there to do the optional Vio Infinito dungeon. So, yeah, the differences. I mean, this game is full of little things to try to give it replay value that are basically bullshit. So, key item Machina Booster, that was worth getting. The elevator is up. There's no save point, which means that I have to make my way back out of here. So, Machina Booster, I think is. Oh wait, what the hell is Machina Booster? I thought maybe we'd gotten the thing that unlocks Pain's special dress spheres stuff, but that name doesn't make... No, it's not. Oh, break damage limit and break HP limit are separate items. Which means that we still need to find one item for Yuna and 2 items for Pain. Because Yuna can break HP limit, but she can't break damage limit yet. And her ultimate dress sphere. So yeah, Riku is the first one whose ultimate dress sphere actually had all of its options opened up. Like a beautiful flower. Like Yuna's dress sphere. But, not actually... We haven't actually got any of it yet, so... Her last 2 abilities. Yep. Alright, so I'm just gonna find a safe sphere and call this a video. The Mushroom Rock Road is home to a lot of interesting, weird bonus material after the original Final Fantasy X story. This is, after all, where you have your harrowing showdown with the Dark Magus Sisters in Final Fantasy X International Edition. So we try not to get lost here. Maybe this will have a super item for somebody. Not really. But it will have the ability for me to get confused by the camera angle. They're just determined for me to get lost in here. Here it is. Now we can save, and Although I always had the ability to teleport out of here, I just might be inclined to actually go in and explore. I'm just curious if we go straight to a cinema scene. Mushroom Rock Ravine. Is someone gonna warn us not to go in here? We've got all the spheres, folks. What's beyond this door? We'll find out next time, unless I change my mind. Decide to do something else instead. Yeah, but I think the cinematics are going to go straight into plotty stuff I don't want to do just yet, but the Crimson Spheres that we have to get to open this each tell part of the story of Nuge, Gipple, and Barreleye and their efforts to join the Crimson Squad. And this door was sealed off by someone. I wonder what we might find inside. I'm Serious JG. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.